Yes, we're back. We're back with more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, you can just call me Stent. Last time we lost the snag machine. That was unfortunate. You may be wondering what I'm doing here in Rilgrim Tower if that's the case and not chasing all over the Ori region for it, but I think first things first, one little tidbit I forgot last time, have to go over here. Unfortunately, the game is a little bit obtuse about this, this particular thing. You just take this to the receptionist. Oh yes, the receptionist. The one and only. Yeah, you can't just interact with her and just show her the card. You have to actually drag it from your inventory. So a little bit obtuse, but not the worst thing in the world. Yes, the Bonsai card has been called Mirage, even though I don't think many people necessarily care about Bonsai anymore. It's a shame, really. The first time I've ever seen such a card! Should I register this card so you can play it here? You know what? You know what? This seems like a pretty rare collector's item. I'm gonna hold on to it. Oh, please don't refuse. I mean, you're coming on a little hard, aren't you? Please don't refuse. Ah, you said no, so you meant yes, right? That classic thing. So, if we go in here now, into the Battle Bingo. Unfortunately, don't have enough money at the moment, but if we look here... There we go. There's the Bonsai card. Also, did do a little bit of Battle Bingo off stream. Do find it funny that we do have a Pseudo-Wudo card along with a Bonsai card. Just can't ever find that a little bit amusing. But we're not going to spend too much time here on Bingo. We got other things to do. I mean, speaking of Battle Bingo and stuff and doing stuff off stream, I ended up, let's just have a look in here, the disc case. I think that's a good indicator. I went back and did basically all the battle discs that we had available to us. Nice little tidbit here is that with 39 and 41, with these whole particular side A sort of discs, like Fossil Fandango over here or Kanto vs. Hoenn, if you clear the first side of it, you talk to the receptionist again and get the second one. Kind of reminds me of Gen 1 back where they had no automatic prompt for service. Oh, right, yeah, that's... Yeah, just going back and doing that in Gen 1 I always found quite annoying. But yeah, just, you complete side A in order to unlock side B. It's simple as. And main thing that we got of importance from the battle discs is we got a couple of rare candies. I think you know where this is going. I think you know what happens next. Obviously, I think it's high time we finally got our Gardevoir. We've been putting this off for long enough. There we go, cut to black. Here we go. Finally. The other main team member, alongside Umbreon. Felt like it's taken ages compared to Umbreon, to be honest. There she is. Evolved, heck yeah. It's a little bit weird that in this game her dress is basically just made up of rectangles. But whatever, whatever. All we need to do is teach him Thunderbolts and she's basically all set. I'm quite happy with what I got set up here, though I haven't really had much time to actually try out Icy Wind, unfortunately. At least I'm hoping it's going to be quite good. You know, speed control in general is quite nice, and yeah. Finally have some comparable stats. How about that? And obviously we still got Donphan and Aaron over here, which... I'm not certain as to whether I'm going to drop Aaron at any points, because, again, it just takes absolutely ages and ages in order for it to evolve. I think it's like 32 or something ridiculous when it evolves into Lairon, could be wrong. It's either 28 or 32, that's the sort of numbers that come in off the top of my head. I mean, granted, I have had a wee bit of cider earlier this evening, so... some thoughts may slip through the cracks here and there. Anyways. First things first. First things first. Gotta go back to the HQ lab, because I think, with all the stuff I've been doing wandering around... Correct me if I'm wrong here, game. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I suspect I'm not. We go in here. Yep. Togepi should be just about done. There we go. And we can just take Togepi immediately back to hold. I mean, technically speaking, you can just keep the Togepi. There's nothing saying that you can't. You just keep the Togepi and, I don't know, evolve it into Togetic. I think at which point, if you evolve it into Togetic, you won't take it back. I will say though, it does definitely have some decent moves. It's got Tri-Attack, it's got Follow Me. It's like, what's not to like here? Here, how about this? How about this? Seems like an appropriate nickname. And I could also just shove him in the Purify Chamber to boost up the normal type one, but well, I already got Spear on this, so we don't necessarily need to do that. Let's go and drop Togepi off. Because I think there's a particular, so that's the thing, really. I have plenty of opportunities to use Togepi, but there's a particular Pokemon that I haven't necessarily had much experience using, to be honest. I kind of want to fix that, which is also probably why I'm going to put Aaron in the box, because I have plenty of experience using Aaron. Also, man, putting Donphan in there as well, because Donphan doesn't learn any ground-type moves normally. It's just... Anyways. Hello, how's my Shadow Togepi doing? Oh, the Togepi in your party is my Togepi, isn't it? You finished this purification, oh thank you. I'm so glad you're back to normal, Togepi. Now, may I have the Togepi back? I'm willing to trade you the Elekid I've been raising in return. Yes, we get an Elekid. You know what? You know what, Hordell? Sure. I've been meaning to use Electabuzz at some point. Here you go. Trade's done. Trees, please treat my Elekid with kindness. Let's have a look and see what we got. Obviously, it's level 20, so it's not exactly something most people would go out of their way to raise, but it is technically a traded Pokemon, so it's gonna gain experience a lot faster. So just gonna slap the experience share on it and just leave it as is. And neat thing about this particular Elekid is its moveset. It's like, this is absolutely stacked. Just all the elemental punches and cross chop. It's just, it's kind of a shame that I don't think Electabuzz gets Earthquake. This is practically perfect. Just an absolute coverage machine here. So obviously I want to keep it around. That being said, though, part of me kind of wants to drop off Donphan and Aaron at this point. I mean, it's definitely been fun, but I feel as though they haven't really been pulling their weight so much. I mean, they've more so just been here as sort of filler picks, to be perfectly honest, and I feel as though I've mostly just been relying on Umbreon still, so I'm not sure if anyone will properly object to me just dropping them off, but for the time being, they're going back in the box. As soon as I have that amulet coin, there we go. And you may think it's a little bit too... Oh yeah, I also just got Sandshrew, and I was honestly thinking, considering I couldn't really find room to put in the Purified Chambers, to add Flaffy to the team, but again, I have plenty of opportunities to use Flaffy and Ampharos, so I kind of wanted to just try out Elekid instead. This seemed like the more logical thing to do, honestly, so away we go. Away we go. It's time. It's time that we actually continue on with the plot for once. Maybe find some more discs in the progress. Team Snag'em Hideout. I'm guessing this place is still, nice little email. I trust you've been well. I'm proud to announce the reopening of Realgam Coliseum following extensive maintenance. Ah yes, so we can actually go to Realgam Coliseum now. And partake in the battles in the... Let me just check. Okay, so I'm pretty sure in Coliseum, the sort of exit boundary is a lot further back, so you can actually enter in that side entrance there. Instead, the fairly certain this place looks the exact same as it did in Coliseum. Just, you'd think that after 5 years they'd tighten the place up a little bit. You're a new recruit seeking to join Team Snag'em or just an intruder? Let me bet you can see. Fairly certain all these guys are more villainous music to it. Let me just turn it out to check. Yeah, kind of funny that they have the Cypher Peon boss battle theme, even though they don't work for Cypher anymore. Anyways, welcome to the the double team of Ultimate Doom and whatever. I will admit, just playing around, doing a little bit more research. Oh yes, Grev. Back to the classic Scrabble board mentality here. I will definitely admit I'm having second thoughts about keeping Pursuit on Umbreon. Because I don't think, it's mostly the case that I don't think we're going to see many Pokemon actually switch out, so I feel as though I'm most likely going to get more mileage out of Bites or Feint Attack. I mean, I've definitely been getting a fair bit of mileage out of Feint Attack still, just being able to flinch stuff. It's been nice. Anyways, let's try this. This is going to be our bread and butter, I think, just to punch holes through time. Just helping hand against a Calm Mind boosted special tag. It's like this. I think most of the fights are pretty much going to write themselves at this point. At least that's how it feels. Well, look at this. It's just God of War just feels like it tears through without much issue. You know what? I want to try it on Icy Wind real quick. Let's try it on Icy Wind. You know, we got a Calm Mind boost. We got Helping Hand. Surely it's going to do at least decent damage. Especially against super effective targets. Just thinking as well, with Icy Wind, I feel it could also synchronize well with Bite, just being able to get more flinch chances up. Okay, it still does pretty hefty damage, more or less. Ah, this thing might be a little bit of a threat. A little bit. Oh yeah, this is also back in the days when Leech Life just basically did no damage. This guy fighting looks like that one dude from Clown City. Oh, you mean Lobot? Yeah, I'm one of the people who actually remembers his name. And the whole thing about, I'm not sure if there's a Disney thing about him basically just becoming an android activist. I mean, that seems like a Disney thing, but again, can't be 100% certain nowadays. Let's just say I wouldn't be surprised if it was either Legends or Disney that did that to him. Ah. But yeah, I can definitely see the resemblance, especially considering the baldness. The resemblance is kind of uncanny. I will admit, as someone who's not 100% familiar with the expanded universe, I do find myself a little bit curious about Lobot and all this. They keep making a big deal of him and stuff like the LEGO games. I can't help but wonder, what is that guy's story? Because he just sort of appears for a couple of scenes. It's just sort of Lando's right-hand man. And that's about it. Yeah, that show was... I mean, to say the very least. It could have been worse. You know what you're doing with your Pokemon? I hate to admit it, but you wiped me out. Use your toughness. We could use your toughness. Come on, join Team Snag'em. We're always looking for outstanding talent. And... oh, how fortunate. There's just a healing machine here. So I don't necessarily have to worry about the fact that I only have 3 Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like people looked at the design and it's like, what's this? I'm guessing it's sort of like a more minor version of people obsessing over Boba Fett back in the day, because, you know, Boba had a cool design, and he had a whole bunch of cool gadgets and equipment, and everyone was super intrigued about what his deal was, and then we found out about him in the book of Bob, and everybody decided, you know what, I'm not really interested. Yeah, Boba Fett back then. Sorry, I didn't spot that in the chat first time around. Ah, damn it, you came to get the snag machine back. Yep. Ah yes, speaking of Star Wars, here we have Jeddo. With his, with his signature catchphrase. May the Fred be among us. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Let's go for a protect. Why not? I guess a gentle warrior. And I shall soon prove myself to be the Jedi Master here. When I left you, I was but the learner. Nice thing as well here is that I don't necessarily have to worry about Umbreon's health that much. Because obviously leftovers. It's just all of a sudden everything just started falling into place real quickly. We got leftovers, we got God of War. Unfortunately, from the research we did, we don't get toxic until the post game, so that's sort of out of the question as in terms of Team Show Umbreon. I'm fairly certain you could get toxic in Colosseum fairly early on, and that's just basically your bread and butter for Umbreon. But here, I guess we're just gonna be, you know, protect, helping hand, either Pursuit or Bite, and then Moonlight. Maybe I'll go Feint Attack, just so I don't have to worry about accuracy hacks. But then again, we already beat Justy, so I don't think we necessarily have to worry about that. It's mostly just about survival from here on out. And Umbreon has that in spades. It just really feels at this point that I just have the two Pokemon, which I guess my two signature Pokemon, for lack of a better term, because I feel as though in most cases, it could be relatively flexible in terms of what Pokemon I pick out. I can't help but feel that these two in particular are sort of like my version of Pikachu, where Ash just takes him wherever he goes throughout the regions, despite the fact that he's like level 100 and gets beaten by level 5 Snipies. I don't think anybody's gonna let that go anytime soon, even if the series is over. Ah yes, the last of the Jedi has fallen. I've already taken the snag machine to the boss, Gons, that's mighty tough. Well, so am I, as you've plainly seen by the fact that I whooped you with only 2 Pokemon. Kinda curious to see what else we can find in here, actually. I'm fairly certain there's a whole bunch of optional fights around here. May as well go have a look. Ah. CM20... Oh. Well, there's Psychic, I guess. Kinda weird that it's here of all places. I would have expected Thief to be here, but... Oh, well, I suppose. Wait a minute, I think... Hold up. Yeah, I think this is the way you're supposed to go in order to proceed the plot. So let's go pretty much everywhere else first. I want to clear this place out. I will admit this place does seem a little bit more open compared to how it was in Colosseum. As far as I remember, it was a bit more of a linear maze sort of deal. Revives, obviously good. I do gotta wonder what's going on over here, though. What's your deal here? If you join it right now, you only get the day's wages, also a community allowance, and even a box lunch. It's like, wow, they actually, I wasn't kind of surprised that Team Snagger actually cares about their employees this much. Depending on your qualifications, you can receive up to 20% more paid holidays. You won't find times this good, eh? Why, you can't butt into a job interview. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is just... little gags like this I do definitely kind of like, but still, it's kind of wild that they look after their employees so well here for a criminal outfit. I guess crime really does pay. I feel as though this is just going to be my opening gambit every time. I mean, especially considering Umbreon is the higher level, meaning they're most likely gonna target Umbreon, as far as I'm aware. Like, look at this. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Well, screw me, I guess. Here I was thinking, oh, I finally have the AI figured out, and nope. Nope. Still, though, feels as though Umbreon real... I mean, I suppose it doesn't help that I'm going up against a Remoraid, but it still feels as though with Bite, Umbreon just packs real hefty punch. It's like, something I could finally use Icy Wind on. How about that? Sort of feels at this point I don't even need Thunderbolts. It seems a little overkill, but I think as soon as we go on, I'm probably going to get less chances to Calm Minds, and I guess I can't be too careful. That's how it is, these things. You get too comfortable, and then everything just starts unraveling right before your eyes. Alright, let's see how potent an Icy Wind is here. I mean, you know me, I really like my Bulk Beam coverage. And yeah, despite everything, Icy Wind definitely seems to be quite potent, at least at this point of the game. I mean, obviously, as we reach the end game, it's probably going to fall off in terms of power, but I definitely want to keep it on still. Because, you know, it's Icy Wind on Gardevoir. It seems novel and cool and interesting. I mean, obviously, you don't tend to see it on Gardevoir sets all that often. Probably because you don't tend to see much in terms of doubles. At least in general when it comes to Gen 3, which is kind of a shame. I'd still argue that Gen 3 doubles is probably arguably one of my favorite formats still, because, I mean, obviously it's got all the familiar stuff that I like from Gen 3, and honestly, I just tend to find double battles more interesting. I mean, it's probably these games that help cement that for me a little bit, considering I grew up with them, but just the amount of more sort of intricacy which happens in double battles just makes it a little bit more engaging compared to just, oh yes, just spam the same attack over and over again to win. Nope, no way. Not when anyone tells me join Team Snag 'em. Well, so much for that. Can't day because I promised to pay my day's wage and buy my lunch. What's this place? Oh! Well, so much for... Ooh! Another rare candy. Nice. Let's have a look at Elekid real quick. Let's see how he's coming in terms of levels. I think I want to hold on to this rare candy for the time being. At least until we get a few more levels under our belts. It's on a membership recruiting drive. We need more people taking the flight. Ah yes, a recruitment drive. I'm guessing you have a barbecue to go along with it and a charity auction. Why are anybody, even kids, of a strong... Ah yes, except for that guy. Apparently he didn't want to hire me. You want to talk to him? Ah yes, an actual sort of normal name here. In the fact that it's actually a word. Hobble. Which... I mean, I could make a joke about, having a disproportionate amount of legs, but I don't think we're gonna go that way. I mean, I could. I mean, I could make the joke. I could. But, I think it would be best if I didn't. Alright, go on. Hobble has only got one leg. The other is nothing but a... I'm not gonna finish that. Because I don't know what YouTube is gonna... And then again, I don't think anybody's watching these, so I don't think I necessarily have to worry, but... You can never be too careful in this place. Maybe if I do end up moving over to Twitch, that might be a little bit... Oh, Swift! That's definitely gonna be something I skip, because why would I? Why would I go for Swift when I have Cross Chop? Why would I go for it when I have Ice Punch or anything actually interesting? I don't know, that's still a fairly decent amount of damage. You know, it's just a decent amount of spread chip. It's like, what more could you want? I keep picking the wrong targets, I've realized. Whatever, let's go get him. Go get him, Chroma. Yeah. Now that's what I like to see. That's what we like to see here. Yeah, it really feels as though we got a real sort of potent unit here. Just Really feels as though I could clear house with these two now. I like it. There we go. Time for you to hobble away again. You're tougher than a grown-up. You made the grade. We battled. We'll battle no longer. We'll go sailing no more. I'll just fall down the stairs, I guess. What about you? What about you? Well, you're raiding Team Snagger's hideout? That takes guts. Oh yeah, I'm here to get my snag machine in a particular flashback to. Oh yes, back to the made-up Scrabble names with Jinok. It just sounds like something. Sounds like a Bionicle name, honestly. Then again, I suppose Bionicle did do that a fair bit. Just having names with lots of Z's and K's, just stuff that makes it sound more, I guess, sort of threatening, like, you know, Kitongu, Vizon, Fenrak. I think Azem was one of them. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit, so it's probably not Azem. Just something beginning with A with a Z in it. Back in the sort of, Voya Nui arc. Again, that's sort of where a lot of the Bionicle lore just sort of gets away from me a little bit. I mean, I know, what was it, Morbuzak? The evil plant thing from the Metro Nui arc, which the movies skipped over for some reason. I never really got that about Legends of Metro Nui, because it's like the first part of the whole thing made this whole big deal. It's like, oh, there's this evil plant going around, horrifying all the inhabitants in this sort of Cthulhuoid manner, and the movie just sort of skips over it in order to get to, oh yeah, we just went on this scavenger hunt to get all these discs for you, and now we're fugitives. I mean, I suppose it's a case of wanting to save it for the comics and whatnot. Look at this! Look at this! Elekid's already almost on. He's almost up to level 30 already. It's like there is actually an impetus for you to keep Elekid on the team, because obviously trade Pokemon, he just catches up quite quickly if you let him. Let's just delete that Volbeat, I think. I have to remember this isn't Emerald Seagrass, so he isn't an electric type. It's going to be interesting to go back and play Seagrass when I get the chance. Because playing it in my off time so far, I've just been having... It's just been a real treat in all honesty. I've been really enjoying it. I mean, obviously there's just a fair few interesting type changes to certain Pokemon, just mostly to make it a little bit more... Well, certain Pokemon are a fair bit more interesting, like, obviously Volbeat is Bug Electric, Illumise is Bug Fairy, because they added Fairy type. They added, a lot of later evolutions all the way up to Gen 9, so we get stuff like Yanmega, who's now Bug Dragon. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'd say that's pretty cool. Bayonet. I'm using a Bayonet at the moment in my Seaglass playthrough, and it's Ghost Normal, which is kind of funky. I mean, obviously, we got a whole bunch of Ghost Normal types nowadays with Hisui and Zoroark, but sort of feels like more of a novel concept, to be honest. Also, yeah, I remember, they also made Octillery Water Fire type. Just a lot of type changes, which in hindsight just make sense. It's like, oh yes, just make Octillery a fire type, because artillery. Make Sunflora a fire type, because sun. Make Sceptile a dragon type, because that's what everybody thought it should be to begin with. Yeah, feels like I'm definitely gonna get a lot of mileage out of Icy Wind. I like it. Also, can you... Aw, man. It's like, even now, Gardevoir can't avoid getting fainted by every single attack headed its way. Honestly, part of me kind of wishes that Umbreon got Follow Me, just so we could properly act as a tank. I think it's a Dark type, isn't it? We can use Cross Chop. Probably don't need to use Helping Hand here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's see what you got, buddy. Just straight up made his health disappear. You know, it's kind of weird as well, because I am definitely quite familiar with Elekid. Mostly just, ironically from the, Pikachu special from Pokemon 2000, Pikachu's Rescue Adventure. Where it's like, oh yes, here we have Elekids, as basically doing the same thing Bonsly is in this game. Just promoting, oh, it's a new Pokemon, get excited everybody for the next game. He gave him the windmill arm treatment. Yep, that's good old Elekid, our new friend, a new friend who's I have a lot of high hopes for. I'm gonna just say that much. Let's give God of War another rare candy real quick. May as well. You know, just keep her up in terms of levels, at least somewhat on par with Umbreon. Also, yeah, we got God of War. So happy. Oh yeah, here's where the original snag machine was at the start of Colosseum. PP up, excellent. Let's see what this guy's up to. Sheesh, this hasn't been repaired in a long. Yeah, it's been 5 years. You'd think you'd get somebody to to get in that for after a while. Elekid's here is trying to be a plug still. It's still weird to see on a creature. I mean, can't help because I haven't made much. So they haven't been making that much money. Elekid's ears feel certainly unorganic. I imagine they wish they were more rapid. Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly certain that I've seen such a concept actually done better in Cassette Beast. I'll have to have a look. See, I'll probably put it in the server real quick when I get the opportunity. I mean, I may as well do it now since we're in the middle of another fight. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're necessarily doing that much of the time. So I'm gonna see Cassette Beast, because I think there was a creature with that sort of concept in the DLC. Let me just go see real quick. I think it's all the way down near the bottom. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Let me just have a look. See, there we go. There we go. I found the thing. Let me just bring it up real quick. Let me just bring it up on the thing. I mean, I may as well, right? Since we're here. Yeah, here we have, in terms of Cassette Beast, we have Amphair, an armless battery-shaped Labito, and it looks like this. It's this little goober. I think we'll get a better. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. I mean, obviously, it's more sort of, I suppose, like those crocodile clips that you used to get in physics classes to stick to batteries in order to make light bulbs work. That's sort of the impression I get. Let's have a look what it says. I guess forming limbs by suspending scrap iron around the body, and it even has its own little evolution, Lapacitor. It's kind of a shame that this thing is relegated to the post game, because honestly, this guy is kind of cool. I mean, if I ever play Cassette Beast again, I definitely want to use this one, because I mean, this just looks super cool. Because he has an arm which is made out of electricity and scrap iron and static stuff. And look at you when it's asleep. It's just the scrap iron is just sort of slept there as well. It's just such a good concept here. I love it. Anyways, that's enough Cassette Beast. Let's get back to Pokemon. Let's get back. Might be time for... Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Definitely had a good time when I streamed it back years and years and years ago. I mean, maybe a revisit might be in the cards for me at some point. Feels as though I got enough on my plate as it is. Oh wait, I realized he just used Dig. That's mildly annoying. Yeah, that almost one-shot a Beautifly. That's I mean, you could argue it would be better if I just one-shot him outright, but still. The spread damage, I'm coping, I think. I think I'm mostly just coping. It's just fairly certain there aren't that many other good options for God of War, except for maybe Protect. Protect may be a good one to go for as well, but honestly, I think what we got going here, I think this works. I think this works. It may get tested earlier on. We'll just see how we do. We'll just see how we do. But right now, I am quite happy with how this is going on. I don't know what it is about Ariodos's animations there, especially the fainting one. It just seems like an actual, like, animal. The way it sort of, contorts. Oh, I just realized his name is Gapley. Get it? Because he was looking at the gap in the wall. Something like Arya just popping out of the ground, something like... Yeah, it's just like your average game of Helldivers. We just have bugs springing out to the ground and harassing you all the time, especially with that burrowing variant, which nobody liked. So we kind of feel bad for Delibird, though. Also, I just remembered. They actually sped up all the fainting animations in this game, because in Colosseum, they, like, played the entire animation, and it meant that battles went on a lot longer. Yes, bug tunnel breach. Yeah, battles tend to go on a fair bit longer in Colosseum, because they played the whole fainting animation, and it went on for a fair bit. I think we could just do this. Do definitely have to feel bad for Sneasel, though. Considering... It's like, oh yes, it wants to use Dark and Ice types, even though they're special based and its stats are physically inclined. Just... Kind of feel bad for it. Just feels like its best stuff is just use stuff like Shadow Ball, Slash, Brick Break, maybe, Aerial Ace. Like the Burbugs, you just had to know where to shoot because... I mean, yeah, but that didn't mean getting swarmed by like 15 of them at a time was... Most people considered all that fun. I mean, I don't remember them being too bad back when I played on those planets, but then again, I usually just play on difficulty 7. Though watching the recent Colosseum games of Pokemon tend to be recalled for well, clearly the animation. Yeah, it's like they wanted to play all the funny animations before they got called back in. It just meant the battles went a lot slower. Something I do definitely appreciate out of this game in hindsight. Alright, whatever you say, I'm just here to get loot. Team Snag, we don't have a snag machine, so I never snagged anything yet. Do you understand how pathetic? Yeah, Foodlow. I could definitely, you definitely know how that feels. Ooh! Ah yes, perfect Icy Wind fodder, I just realized. It's like this was made for God of War to just clean house. Just both of the rock ground types from Gen 1, which honestly, in hindsight, just kind of confuses me. It's just... Why were all the rock types just ground types as well? I mean, I do sort of get that at least for something like Onyx, maybe, but... What was wrong with just making Rhydon a ground type? What was wrong with just making Golem a rock type? Just saying, just giving them both rock ground just seems uber confusing to me, because it's like, why would you use Golem over Rhydon except for Explosion? And I suppose, thinking in hindsight, it's really Onyx that suffers from this whole thing, because you got these two, which in Gen 1 were relatively good, like especially Rhydon, and then you just have Onyx, which you have no reason to use. Like, I kind of feel bad for Onyx, man, because he's just one of the big sort of iconic Pokemon from the starts of everyone's Pokemon playthrough, and it just sucks in hindsight. Yeah, it's like already he's nearly level 30. Just leveling up uber quickly. It's kind of surprising that most people don't actually use Electabuzz, honestly, in this. Or at least Elekid. Elekid soon to be Electabuzz, because obviously he evolves at 30. Just do find that kind of weird, but then again, unlike most people, I don't have a fully cemented team of 6 at this point, so it's probably just me being different and quote-unquote interesting. As you are. Yep. I do find it funny just how the Misdreavus' fainting animation just turns flat. I kind of feel bad for this guy. Just most of his team is just weak to ice. He's like got Rhyhorn and Rhyhorn, Graveler, and Tropius. I mean, you want to at least pack along the fire type to help with that? I mean, I don't think Stantler's really helping you in this case. Oh wait, I'm just thinking, Tropius probably has thick fat, doesn't it? That probably explains why it was able to survive there. It's like Gen 1 was like, yeah. Just, yeah, pretty much just completely mops the floor, when even despite the fact which, just basically from Gen 2 onwards, it was practically gutted. Kind of feel bad for Psychic in Gen 2, because obviously it was unbelievably powerful in Gen 1, but can't help but feel that maybe it was brought down to earth a little bit too hard with both Dark and Steel. I mean, just giving Bug-type moves which actually are useful and do damage, and Ghost-type moves which do damage, I think would have done the trick already. I just think how they handled it in Gen 2 was a little bit overkill. Locked? What is this? Oh, so yeah, here's another exit which we have no reason to actually go into. Guessing that we'll just have to come back to that a bit later, but I think we cleared out all the trainers here, so guess we're just gonna have to slowly make our way back. It's funny as well, because relatively speaking, you hardly have to explore any of this place. Just as far as I'm aware, you just go down these stairs, and then you're basically up to the end anyway. Dragon was obscene for Gen 1 too, just pure post-game. I mean, I don't think the fact that it was strictly Dragonite really helped. I kind of wonder, do you think it would have been beneficial if Seadra was a Dragon type? Because as is in Gen 1 normally, I don't think there's any real reason for anyone to use Seadra, considering there's so many other water types. It's just like with Blastoise, in all honesty. Blastoise gets overshadowed by so many other water types like Starmie, Slowbro, Lapras, Vaporeon. And why in that sense would you use Seadra in that mix? Unless it was like a Dragon type. Ah. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Kid, didn't I see us before? Yep. It's like... Ah, yes, he woke up in time for me in time to actually challenge me to a fight before I got on the stairs. Just thinking, this is like one of the only other few normal names with Sin so far. Out of all these Team Snag'em members. Don't think it, don't say it. Also, what is up with them at this point just having Odyshes? It's like, surely you'd want, like, a Gloom here? I mean, I know that the one of them had the Gloom, but surely at this point we're beyond just Odyshes. Also, why are you using Guts? There's no reason for anybody to be using Cut in battle. Also, jokes... Oh, wait, I was gonna use Helping Hand, wasn't I? It's like, ah, yes! We found the one counter to Umbreon in this entire game. Taunt. Whatever, though. You're gone anyways. I think I could just get away with doing another Calm Mind here, because I don't think whatever comes up next is going to be all that Oh. I think we already hit level 30. Blimey, that was quick. Do not like Crobat's upper lip. Yeah, I definitely do remember Crobat looking kind of freakish in this game. Ooh, Torkoal. It's like, finally, we have a fire type in order to counteract all my icy wind antics. It's just a shame that it's physically inclined and I have mainly special attackers. Giant square teeth. Yeah, that's not exactly what I'd expect from a Crobat either. I mostly just think, you know, the whole Dracula affair, which is vampire teeth that are more like tusks. Like, I want to suck your blood. Oh, well, I guess Blossom works too. Just kind of weird that you have an Oddish in this mix. I mean, Torkoal's pretty cool. I remember back in the day thinking Torkoal looked mighty imposing with its sprite in Ruby Sapphire. Just kind of a shame it just sort of looks far less threatening here. Just look at that. Let's just... I think we just afford to soften everyone up a little bit. I do quite like that pose Gardevoir puts up when it attacks. It's like a Sailor Moon pose. Like, in the name of the moon, in the name of the moon, you're getting ice cubes down your t-shirt. What do you think of that? What is with this guy and constantly trying to hit me with cut? Is he trying to warn me of something? Is he gonna cut me if I lose? Is he gonna bring out the knife? Is that... I think I mentioned this previously. Just kind of find it weird that no Pokemon trainer ever thinks to bring, like, something to deal with small trees, like a machete or an axe. You know, just like a little foldable pocket axe. And granted, there is the whole thing about, children wandering around with weapons, but you have basically a pocket flamethrower. You basically have a pocket flamethrower. You have a pocket lightning gun, basically, with your Pikachu, or in this case, my Gardevoir. I think whoever's on the receiving end has more to worry about than the axe. Just gonna put that out there. Go Switchblade, use... I mean, I suppose there's also that. There's also that. Have we met someone before? Oh yes, he hasn't woken up yet. Oh yeah, Blogger, that was quick. It's like already we have an Electabuzz. How about that? It's like the one thing I remember about Electabuzz is just how he's sounded in the anime. Just how funny he sounded. I get it now. You're the SS Libra when I went back to get the snake machine. Okay, I get it now. I won't have to agonize about this. You're the kid from back there. I got it now. And you're gonna do nothing to stop me. Yep, there's Electabuzz. The Electric Buzz. I'm fairly certain this moveset is going to serve us well, because I'm fairly certain it gets Thunderbolt naturally, at least at some point. Yes, he is grooving. He's just happy to be here. Like, hey, he's waving to the crowd, which isn't here. Hey, walking. That snag machine you went and got. What's up with it? It's too honking small. I'm supposed to fit this on my arm. Your massive arm. It ain't because the machine's small, it's because your arm is so thick, Gonzap. Shut your yap, bring me something so useless as this, huh? Who's that kid there? Hey, you're that kid. You must come back for the snake machine. Ah, yes. You can tell this guy's important because he's wearing glasses. We'll walk in out here, but we ain't about to let you have it back. Give up now, kid. No. No. I'm here to get payback for you putting me to sleep. He just has a whole team of glooms? What is this? Also, I'm just thinking, do I have Synchronize on my Gardevoir? Do I have Synchronize? I think I do. Yeah, just in case they try to pull something funny with sleep antics. I'm just gonna protect, I guess. Because, I mean, if I were him, I'd just open up with sleep. And especially with me just pelting you with ice constantly. Let's see what it... That's not sleep. I mean... Health drain, I guess, is nice, I suppose, but... No sleep? Oh, there's the sleep powder. Joke's on you, prick! I came prepared. Shoot. Okay. I probably should use an Eevee at this point if I get the chance. Also, I just realized I don't actually have to worry about sleep in this game because of the cold feature. It's like, oh yes, you made this whole mechanic about this whole mini-boss about putting you to sleep, and it doesn't even work. Already level 4, he's gonna surpass the rest of the team in levels at this point. Yeah, can't say I didn't see that coming. Let me just see what I can do here. I think... Yeah, do I have an elixir? Do I have an elixir? I guess we'll just go for... Look at all of these Eevers I have stocked up. So many for so little time. Let's just get rid of that gloom. I'm sick of your sleep antics. And you squash and stretch. Fortress. This could be interesting, because don't necessarily have anything which is highly effective against it, and it could just blow up at any time. Also, yeah, you're really just wanting me to use one of my full restores, aren't you? Well, if you say so. Probably gonna regret doing that, but whatever. Yeah, let's just protect. Why not? Why not? Oh, that's I wasn't expecting that to work out so well. Let's I'm thinking, yeah, let's get rid of that magazine. The helping the supersonic is starting to get a little bit annoying. Truly the worst Pokemon cry. And I'm fairly certain there's some in the later games which are arguably worse, but speaking of Pokemon cries, fairly certain I've already mentioned this, just... I can't help but sort of preface, I kind of wish that they, kept to the whole having a lot of the Pokemon cries be a lot more realistic like they were in Stadium. This felt that a little bit more gravitas, in all honesty, just actually hearing a Charizard roar like an actual dragon. And that sort of effect. Yeah, I think I could just sit here and calm mine for a little bit. Because I'm not 100% certain as to whether that fortress is going to explode at any point. I mean, he'd be smart to, but I don't think he's going to do it. Well, I guess I'm just... guess I'm just not using Helping Hand the rest of this fight, huh? I'm just thinking as well, with a lot of these fights, I think there is actually something to be said about spikes. And the fact that, considering that these fights do go on for a fair bit, you could argue there is a fair bit of mileage to be had with having spikes up. You know, because you got some Pokemon that need to switch in and whatnot, and I think it's more so something you need to worry about on your side of the field, granted. Also thinking as well, maybe Taunt would be good on Umbreon. You know, just to stop them doing setup stuff like this. It's just like, even if Umbreon doesn't have Toxin, it does still have some fairly decent utility behind it. It's like all of a sudden, Umbreon's damage fall-off is really starting to showcase. It's really starting to manifest. In the fact that Umbreon isn't actually an attacker. He's been a defensive mon all along, oh no. How many taunts are you gonna put on me, man? I mean, I know that I'm mostly doing status stuff, but I'm just gonna hit you with Pursuit anyways. Bing. In prison? Yeah, we're not going with in prison. Just thinking as well, do find it kind of odd that they just straight up got rid of Pursuit in Gen 8. It's something that I didn't actually realize for the longest time. They just straight up got rid of it, and it just made Pokemon like Gengar all that more menacing in the fact that they could just switch out without impunity. I mean, I guess that was the reason why, but still. Hey, not bad. Pretty impressive if I do say so. Listen, kid, why don't you join us? We'll smash Cypher together. If we snag all the Shadow Pokemon from using the snag machine, Cypher will collapse. When that happens, Team Snag will step up and take over. How about it? Will you join us? Not really interested. Had an odd vision of what Pursuit looks like. I think not many people back in the day really had an idea as to what Pursuit was supposed to look like, so they just sort of made it up. Alright. You mean to get this snag machine back no matter what? Fine. You'll have my snag machine back, but only if you can beat me. Ah yes, Gonzap, with his, massive arms. I'm fairly certain his strategy is basically the same as it was in Colosseum, except obviously he has a weaker team. Basically just hitting you over the head with Hyper Beam until you submit. It's gonna be interesting to see if that is still the case here. Also, yeah, this is technically a boss. Alright, I just realized that using Protect here was kind of pointless. You know what? You know, I'm just gonna Icy Wind, because obviously Gonzap used Uppercut Umbreon feinted. It's like, oh no, he figured out my fighting weakness, whatever will I do? Probably just do speed control. It's like your Electrode's not gonna be much good when it can't move, when it's moving slower than everything on the field. Also, kind of feel a little bit bad for Nuzleaf there. What am I talking about? It faked me out. There's no way I should feel bad for it. Also, just so much experience, so much experience for Electabuzz. It's gonna be wild when I eventually get it out on the field. Also thinking I should probably find the means of trying to up Gardevoir speed it a little bit. I mean, I suppose it's still going faster than Electrode, so I guess that's all that really matters. Just look at this. The power of speed control. I think this alone, the utility of it, is probably just incentive enough to keep Icy Wind on, all things considered. Maybe I'll end up swapping out Calm Mind, just because we have Helping Hand for that. Wait, what do you mean synchronized didn't... What do you mean synchronized didn't proc their game? That's like the whole reason why I keep synchronized on my stuff, so I can do funny Uno Reverso stuff, and yet it doesn't work. Kinda confused as to why they aren't currently using Explosion or Hyper Beam, because that was like Gonzap's main thing back in the day, just throwing out Hyper Beams left and right until you couldn't fight anymore. It was kinda terrifying in all honesty. And here it's just, what is he doing? Electro cheated that Sonic Boom, no way he held back for 3 seconds. It's like, ah, yes. Surely Electrode has better things to do than cheat at Street Fighter. Whatever, he's gone now. With eyes bulging out of his skull. And of course, I have to still suffer Vileplume for a little bit longer. Oh, Wish Cache. This might be a little bit of trouble because I don't actually have anything which is super effective against Wish Cache. I don't have a grass type. Why do you constantly want to put my Umbreon to sleep? What does that gain you? And I may as well just set up a Calm Mind here whilst I'm at it. It's like, oh no, you put me out, you made me miss a turn. How inconvenient. Just really feels as though Paralysis is a more damaging... Oh, there's Hyper Beam. I'm kind of surprised Gardevoir survived that, actually. Well, let me guess. Yep, I guess Gardevoir just doesn't get to do anything this time around. Thought Vileplume was going to no-clip through the Seedling. Well, I suppose a lot of these, the animations in this game can be a wee bit unpredictable. Whatever, get back up. You've had it fun for far too long, Vileplume. It's time for you to go away. Become Pancake. And there's his Skarmory, there's his main. All the way back from Colosseum. I think maybe my best bet here is to just double attack. Hopefully get the flinch on Wish Cache, because I think Shockwave will do Skarmory in. Yeah, like that. It's kind of a shame, because Skarmory is a pretty cool main, even if it was, in fact, a shiny... Not a shadow Pokemon in Colosseum. I guess he just decided to get another... Oh. Okay, I guess. Didn't realize Wish Cache was that small. Yeah, it is kind of surprising how certain Pokemon sizes can seem a little bit underwhelming. Like, you'd expect Electabuzz to be a little bit bigger, considering how it's portrayed in the earlier gens, but no. It's just kind of a little bit more diminutive. Just little electric goblin looking fella. I was expecting a little bit more from that. A little bit more oomph. Best example of Pokemon cells because Umbreon appears to be the size of a small horse. And maybe it is just the case that the main character is just kind of tiny. But that is a sort of a funny comparison, just Umbreon being the size of a My Little Pony character. Because it turns out the magic was the friendship we made along the way. Friendship is stupid magic. No. I mean, I will give you this, Gonzap. Your eyebrows and your mustache are still magnificent. If we had your expertise in the snag machine, we'd have no trouble crushing Cypher. But, fine, a promise is a promise. Here, take your stupid snag machine back. Eh? You serious, boss? After all the trouble we went to get it? Weren't we gonna use it to teach Cypher a lesson for dumping us? The kid's fighting to bring Cypher down, right? Him and us. We're both after the same thing. Here, kid, take it. You can have your stupid snag machine back. Ah, I wasn't expecting Gonzap to be so, hospitable. There we go, we're back in the game. Type advantage is magic. That thing didn't fit in my arm anyway. Oh yeah, may as well give you this too. Just goes to show you how it can be genuine. Gonzap's key. A gift from me, there's just in the corner on the ground floor. That's the key for it. Alright kid, get going. Cypher's secret factory's to the north. Well, we're looking forward to you crushing Cypher. That's when Team Snag will be in control again. I want to see what else is here, actually. Ah, Mirror Beam may have appeared. What perfect timing, considering I just got the Snag machine back. Weird to see honor from a criminal with a mustache that powerful. Yeah, it's just something you wouldn't expect considering characters like Waluigi. You know, when he just has a mustache like that and he's just the most evil rat-eating bastard you would have ever imagined. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to put Fighting Mirror B on hold for a little bit. You know, unless we have time. Gonzap's key, and we get TM30. Let's have a look what TM30 is. I imagine it's Shadow Ball. Yeah, that is pretty good. Just a shame that nobody on my team is really a good user. Oh. Okay, now I guess it just opens up super wide. Now that we've cleared the whole place out. Let me just check to see where Mirror B is real quick, so we can actually showcase off this little mechanic real quick. Let's see, Shadow Monitor. Not Shadow Monitor. We want the Mirror Radar. We want to see where he is. Where is he? When is he? What is he? Pyrite Town, meaning he's in the Pyrite Coliseum, meaning we finally get an opportunity to do a Coliseum challenge. Coming all the way back from Pokemon Coliseum, the Coliseum challenge is back and purely optional. And I suppose it is also optional in Coliseum as well, but I think just like in Coliseum, you can get some decent rewards for doing it over and over again, mostly TMs. I will say though, definitely still think my favorite Coliseum is the Under Coliseum, just with all the neon and the chains and whatnot. It just has that real sort of underground fighting pit sort of energy to it, which I really like. And then again, I also fought that whole, I think it was called the Roundhouse in Detective Pikachu, where they had that sort of underground battle arena with the louder dubstep. I thought that was pretty cool as well. It just felt like something that you'd actually see in a Pokemonized version of London, which was what Rhyme City was, because obviously it was filmed in London. You could tell with the fact that not only was the Gherkin in the background of one shot, but they actually thought the G was a legitimate form of transport. I will say though, when it comes to the Mirror Radar, it seems oddly generous. I would have expected with the amount of time it took that he'd be a little bit further on in the championship, but I guess not. If we had a start for that Pokemon doing more around than standing up and... Yeah. It's like the sort of thing that Legend Czar wanted to do, but couldn't. I meant to hit Protect. Yeah, can't say I didn't see this coming. And I suppose it is funny as well, just the fact that Helping Hand is higher priority than Fake Out. Like, who would have seen that coming? I'm not sure if it's just a little happy accident here, but I do quite like the fact that Ludicolo dances in time to the music. I just think that's just a little cool detail. Like, look at him go. Also, can't help but realize that Ludicolo is a little bit smaller than I would have anticipated compared to Lombre. He's like only just a smidgen taller, which is not what I would have expected. Oh, there's Voltorb. I'm guessing he just has a Voltorb. Something too much dev time or walking sounds that one. I don't think I've heard much about the lady's model, unfortunately. Just I think it's gonna be something I'm gonna find out for myself when I stream Legend Czar, because, well, I ran a poll and the consensus was that I probably should stream Legend Czar, so I guess I'm gonna have to do it now. I kind of feel that it may just be me, but I can't help but feel that commentary-wise, I do tend to work better with Pokemon games. Maybe it's just because knowledge, maybe it's just because I'm in a little bit of a better mood. Who knows? Maybe it's just the fact that I am streaming on a Monday. We may never know. In a perfect world, Ludicolo would be dancing sick to the music in any 3D game. I mean, yeah, that would be ideal. I just can't help but imagine now just, something like, Chorus's battle theme, where he's just on at like 2 times speed. You know, just really any of the battle music in Black and White too, and he's just dancing really, really fast. Just like you sped up the animation by like 3 times, just called it a day. That would be just the most hilarious thing. Also, yeah, Icy Wind can still be quite potent, I feel. I mean, it doesn't help that he's in the level 20s. I'm guessing that he still has his nose pass. Yeah, there's his nose pass. And the main gimmick here, of course, is this is where you come to pick up any shadow Pokemon that you missed. I think this is mostly just here to showcase, yeah, this is indeed a thing. I think... How many Ultra Balls? Okay, so I do have a fair few Great Balls, so I'm gonna start chucking, and I think Pursuit is probably gonna be better for Chip. Yeah, that's basically just the main reason why I picked up Pursuit in the first case. Just to act as chip damage. Because Umbreon's not really an attacker. He's just support. You know, supports being tank... Basically just tank with, some support options. Ludicolo sweating profusely at the Giratina theme. It's like, oh yes, he has to he just constantly keeps speeding up and slowing down. That would be amazing, in all honesty, just to see Ludicolo try to dance in time to that. I'm just thinking, I can't help but imagine that there's some other Pokemon battle themes which have, like, alternating speeds, like it speeds up and slows down. I could have sworn there was one like that, but I can't remember. Anyways, we got Nose Pass. And now we have to do the rest of the Coliseum battles. I mean, at the very least, we get a little bit more experience. Also, fun little tidbit that I like about the Coliseum battles here. They actually reuse a lot of the, they actually just reuse the same battle themes from Pokemon Coliseum. Like, this is obviously the old Cypher Peon theme, which was also used for Round 2 in Coliseum battles. Oh, look, he has all the Johto starters. That's adorable. It's like promotion for Legend Zard, except Cyndaquil isn't supposed to be here. Get out of here, Cyndaquil. This isn't your game. You need to check your Pokemon balls on that one resource come packaged with ripped animations. I mean, I certainly hope so. Or even better, some of the animations also for Pokemon Channel, because I think that also had a fair few unique animations for some Pokemon. Yep. There we go. Now it really is like Legend Zard. Guy is built like a fridge. Well, yeah, I guess there's just something in the non-existent water out here in Ori, which just makes a lot of people just absolutely built like tanks. Like the female bodybuilders around here would just absolutely roided out. It's insane. Yeah, I do get what you mean, though. It's like leg day is not a national holiday here in Ori by the looks of it. Just look at this. He's just like heavy. He's just like TF2 heavy, where he just has massive upper body, and then his legs are like twigs. A serious roid. Yeah, I suppose there is also that. Nice thing, of course, is that we just get to breeze through a lot of this. My golden trio! That's like he knew. It's like he knew. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised Pirate Coliseum is still in business, considering Railgun Coliseum still exists. But I guess this place prides itself on real battles, like the sort of battles that you used to get back in the Under, where it was all just like, I would say more like a crime circle, but without the crime. Oh, he's got a Ralts. It's kind of weird that you bring this out in the semifinals, but then again, I am dealing with Pokemon in the level 20s. I feel at this point, if I wanted to grind levels, I would probably be better off just going to Realgum Tower. Which, I mean, at this one I don't necessarily have a reason to do so, just, I guess something to keep in mind. This generally feels as though I'll probably end up spending a lot of time at Realgum Tower at some point. I mean, not in my mind, Realgum Tower is like one of my favorite places in the whole series. Just generally wish there were a bit more minigames to it, because there's just like 2. I mean, I already mentioned the prospect of Dodrio races. Just the prospect of that alone just makes me think of, ooh, the potential. Think of how many minigames we could have had in this game. You know, it could have been just like the minigames back in Stadium. You know, the ones everybody really liked. It's kind of weird that we never actually got any minigames in Coliseum as well, considering it sort of advertised itself sort of as Pokemon Stadium free. I mean, sure there was an entire single-player story mode to it, but everybody really liked the mini-games from Stadium, so it seems just kind of weird that they didn't really bring those back in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I thought it would have been pretty awesome. Like, even if it was just the same ones from Stadium and Stadium 2 repackaged, I think people would still appreciate that, just to be able to play them on the GameCube. You know, maybe I'm just thinking a little bit too, positively about it, in all honesty. Just, I don't know, it just feels like a bit of a missed opportunity. Pokemon as a series has a phobia of minigames that don't get Pokemon in slot machines anymore because of gambling skill. Yeah, it's like the most we get is, very easy baby's first learning game with, I forget the name of that one, mobile game they put out, which is basically just, like kids' brain teaching games, except with egregious monetization. Oh yeah, and here we are with the Cypher admin theme from Coliseum as well. And yeah, I could sort of tell I was supposed to come here a little bit earlier. It's like, oh no, she's bringing out a Plusle and a mine, and whatever will I do? She has like a whole free Pokemon on our team. Oh, how horrible. The horrors. I mean, at the very least, she's doing something smart with Helping Hand. Watch as Minum hits the wrong Pokemon. One of them doesn't have Protect, but one of them always does it. Yep. Can't help but see that. Have seen that coming. All right, let's wrap this up. Plusle is about to get obliterated. Oh yes, it's just sort of feeling bad because of the fact that it couldn't really do much in Coliseum. You know, if I ever do go back and play Coliseum at some point, I kind of want to use Plusle. Just because. Yeah, I do find it kind of odd that they're using, like, the actual Cypher admin theme here as opposed to the sort of shortened one in Coliseum. I mean, I guess they had to reuse this particular track somewhere, and it's the more sort of recognizable one. Even if the battles we're going through are far less scary, like, there's no Earthquake shenanigans, there's no Parafusion, there's no Rain Dance Thunder, it's just, alternating Helping Hand, which, I mean, is kind of fun, I guess. But it's like, I can do it too. Not impressed! I can do that too! Let's see, do we get anything interesting at 36? Ah, feint attack. Let's see how it compares to bites. Honestly, given it's the same power, I kind of want to just stick with bite in all honesty. Yeah, we'll stop learning feint attack. Ah, the snubble. Alright. I mean, intimidate, that's something at the very least. Just a shame that he's about to get wiped off the face of the earth. Unless you have anything to say to this snubble, it's time to say goodbye. I mean, I say Sailor Moon pose for God of War there, but it sort of looks like she's doing the oh ho ho laugh. You know, where we have the anime girl who puts her hand to her mouth, who's like oh ho ho. Just sort of looks like that. I remember Jessie doing that a lot in the anime. Anyways, let's see what we get for our troubles. That was surprisingly easy, all things considered. Prize money of 3,400, nice, and TM31, which I'm fairly certain is Brick Break. Which, I mean, pretty cool, but I don't need it, because the only Pokemon that I have which could learn Brick Break already has Cross Chop. Alright, enough of that. I think there's nothing really stopping us from going into the Cypher Key layer. Let me just check real quick at the bottom. Zangoose. Snag. Okay. I think that Zangoose is still gonna be in the hands of Zook. Could be wrong. May have another chance to get it from Eevee. Either way, let's go drop off Nosepass. Thankfully, I have a Spearow in here, which means I can just do that. Simple as. Fairly certain Nosepass is gonna get purified in no time. Also, I think... We'll just have a look at how much... Yeah, I have a fair bit of Munty. I think it's high time that I start investing in some Ultra Balls. Because I think we're starting to get to the point where this sort of the default you should be using. It's like this, basically just the point where Great Balls start to peter off a little bit, so... I realize that you don't actually have Ultra Balls. Fantastic. Alright, let me just go and all the way out to Outskirts Stand. In the most trunk... No, let's have a look at what the fortune teller has anything to say about this. What do you have to say? What do you have to say, Fantine?
Quah! Oh, what is the meaning of this? I sense anger like flames. Your enemy appears to be consumed with unwavering rage over you. There's so much anger. Your enemy is extraordinary. This person must be very powerful. Your enemy appears to know you personally. Perhaps you have an idea of who it may be?
Let me guess, it's gonna be Zook again. We're gonna go up against the Great Zook! In the rematch of the century, and I think, actually looking at it, we may actually have all the areas except for one unlocked on the map right here. Of course, there's another place which we aren't able to go to quite yet, but we'll get there when we get there. That's gonna be, I think, a stream and a half just to get through that one. Anyways, here we are, Cypher Key Layer. Guess who's back?
Quit scurrying around, you're getting on my nerves. Don't think that stuff because you break me once by fluke. What's showing off with machine I am? You're begging for a thumbnail delivery this time. I'll bash and crash you just like you want.
I feel as though my voice for this guy is just getting worse. Anyways, it's time for round 2 against Zook. And I think you can kind of see how I'm gonna go through this. I'm also just gonna use Umbreon to chip down his health, and just God of War to sweep up basically everything else around him. Let's get to work, shall we? I mean, I suspect that Zangoose is still probably going to be quite potent at this point in the game, just, because, you know, Zangoose is generally quite, dangerous, all things considered, especially at this point. See, I didn't even have to worry about using Calm Mind. It's like, I kind of feel bad. This guy is just feeding Gardevoir at this point. Never mind, I guess I still have that to worry about. I mean, I still have Electabuzz in the wings, so I don't have to worry too much yet. Just gonna focus on whittling him down. I think one more vote should do the trick. See, I can't really... Yeah, maybe just because Gardevoir, this board is just crazy strong. Oh yeah, and a poison type. You're not exactly proving my point wrong about. Well, never mind, I suppose. Like even Gardevoir's feint animation is kind of cute as well, just sort of looking like she's praying. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to do this the hard way. Get him, Electabuzz. This is our first battle together. Sort of. Yeah, that's still pretty potent. Still pretty good Thunder Punch, all things considered. Okay, now I think we can focus on chucking. Oh, perfect. That couldn't have gone better. Also... Can you guys leave my Electabuzz alone, please? Double static, yes! I mean, surely this has to help my chances of catching Zangoose, right? Very yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see the, comparisons. That, and later on she also gets Heal Pulse. I mean, it's some form of healing ability. Kind of weird that Gardevoir doesn't get that many more clerical abilities compared to Alakazam. I figured that, especially given the aesthetics of Gardevoir, that would be sort of something that Gardevoir would lean into more, just the whole clerical aspect, but doesn't seem to. Like, you'd think it'd get stuff like Heal Bell, but it just doesn't. Or Aromatherapy. Oh, and Relicanth. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Just Paralysis is really helping me out this time around. Just, it's surprising, really. I wasn't expecting Electabuzz to already be proving himself to be such an asset. It's like I was right to keep Electabuzz around. I've looked at it. Just a shame this Zangoose is going to be a bit of a problem. Get out of here, Relicanth. Yeah, it's like he actually is quite potent as well with his attacks. Can't wait for him to learn Thunderbolt eventually. Actually, that's a good question. That's a good question. I should probably check... Oh, and double paralysis as well. Let me just check real quick. Can Electabuzz actually learn Thunderbolt? We're doing science here. Just give me a little bit. Because it may just be one of those cases where it gets... I think because Thunderbolt is technically just a TM move in most cases, at least... Okay, so it does get Thunderbolt. At level 47. Like, okay, I guess it's technically possible. It's technically possible. Yeah, it does learn Thunder Punch. Just the case that, it's just more so the case that it learns Thunderbolt, like, really, really late. So it's sort of stuck with Thunder Punch for a while, which, you know, all things considered, it could be a lot worse. Let me just, I know this is technically cheating, but it just means I may be able to save time once this fight is over. I mean, I certainly imagine we're gonna get to level 47 at some point. Doesn't help that Zangoose here is being a bit of a pain. Also starting to think that maybe that revive was a bit of a waste. It's like, look at that. Umbreon is still not taking any damage, basically. I mean, may as well just throw up Protect just because. It's not gonna help matters, but may as well, right? Just get him the ball already, Zangoose. We're kind of on a time schedule here. Thank you. Got Zangoose.
Whoa, what I do? Gorgon's gonna chew me out again.
And there we go, Zangoose joined the party.
That punk fucked me, and Gorgon refused at me again. I should go away. Somewhere far away where Cypher won't have any influence. So long, punk. I've enough of battling you for a lifetime.
I mean, I do at the very least appreciate his hair. You could probably cut glass with that thing. Oh yeah, I think we also get ourselves a new fancy schmancy held item here. If we look at Zangoose. Let me just milk him up real quick. Let's have a look at Zangoose. Let's have a look. Obviously comes with Shadow Rush and Shadow Mist, which cuts evasiveness. Kinda seems pointless, all things considered, but I'm fairly certain there's moves which would benefit from it. I'll miss his brick of a face. It is certainly, you could certainly throw it through a window, that's for certain. Immune to poison, good. I'm gonna put, yeah, that seems good. That seems good. I mean, obviously not gonna get much mileage without Helping Hand, but we'll see how we do with that. Again, you could use to pop off bottle caps. I didn't realize that you were so willing to bully Zook like that. It's kind of a shame, really. Also, here come the real muscle. Look at these guys.
Hey, this is no place for a kid like you. No, can't let you in. Nope, you're all on there.
No.
Oh, wait a minute, that weird machinery left off. Looks like that kid I saw on TV. Maybe not. Hey kid, were you ever on TV?
Well, yeah, I was on a show with Duking for a little bit.
But what? The kid taking the fight to Cypher, it's you? Oh, what an opportunity! I'll knock you out and then myself a version of admin. Hold it there, hold it there.
Here he comes, just swaggering up.
The kid's special. He's not anyone you like can beat. You know what's best? Let him throw out a fuss.
Oh, I just realized Gonzap also has heterochromia. His face just sort of looks weird, like he took a Zook to the face.
What? Don't make me laugh. Hey kid, you let us handle things here. Wouldn't pay to make a racket. All we'll do is alert the guys inside the building. Hey Walkin. Yo. Hey, you guys from Team Snag'em? What do you think you're doing here? Glow him here with a sleep powder.
Again, smartest guy in the whole series. 800 pounds of muscle, not a single brain cell between them. Baby, you know it.
Good going, Walkin.
Glad to be of service.
Now's our chance, hurry. We can wreck Cypher right now.
Alright then, nothing for it. Go, 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 go. Nothing stopping us from going into the big pyramid. Which looks like it has... It looks like it's just a gulping mouth. Look, he's got the eyes there, and it's just like the mouth going, "Aww." Can't help but think it looks kind of cute on closer inspection. You know, when you take a step away and just see the massive glass pyramid. Probably registered on the local Richter scale. Just realized Gonzab looks like Heihachi, someone who took his hair and turned it into eyebrows and then a mustache, then put from through a straightener. Oh, amazing. Anyways, let's go in. Ah yes, now it's time for the longest dungeon yet. Giving us hyper potions just to make absolutely sure. I'm guessing these must be cartons of some sort being moved around. We'll soon be done with this Shadow Pokemon production run. That's the last of the Pokemon we received from the SS Libra. Oh, I am plain worn down tired. We've absolutely no more regard. Also, fairly certain in XG this was a PC you could use. Huh? You know what this place is? Well, this, my friend, is a factory that outputs Shadow Pokemon. Quite impressive, wouldn't you agree? I mean, I suppose. Let's see. Let's try going this way. But it's just some kid. If this game today, this space would probably look like a Gulpin with his mouth open to the Oh, so you mean like the Battle Pike? I mean, I don't know though. I'm not sure I'd be that creative, to be honest. Okay, level 30, so basically on par with Zangoose. Oh. I'm probably thinking as well, when I get the chance, I probably want to put a Never Melt Ice on Gardevoir just to boost Icy Wind. You know, just see if I can, how much mileage I can get out of that. Alright, Zangoose, it's time for you to show what you're made of. Okay, that's a pretty decent hit. It's pretty decent, all things considered. Yeah, I'm just gonna calm mine, because why not? It's like, I don't think there's necessarily anything to threaten Gardevoir here, so may as well. Oh, right. Sorry, Zangoose. You know, let's send Electabuzz out. Let's... to be honest, I would find it kind of funny if it turns out that Electabuzz just ended up getting the highest level out of all my my entire team. Oh, she's just so... she's just so extra with her animation. It's like... slay. It'll probably be better exemplified next time I actually get to take damage. Also, oh hey, look at the time. It's Icy Wind time by the looks of it. It's like, goodness, look at the time. It's time for Rhine. I mean, saying that, definitely still getting good mileage out of this magnet so far. Just thinking as well, with coverage this dense as well, Electabuzz could probably also make good use out of a Black Belt or a Charcoal whenever I get them. I mean, probably have Charcoal around here somewhere, just in a PC somewhere. I'll probably have to have a look after off stream. 36 Screech. Let's not get that. I'm not interested in Screech. It's like my moveset's perfectly fine as is, and I'm probably gonna stick with it until we get Thunderbolts. Also, yeah, just like with the Cypher HQ lab, if the enemy doesn't have Shadow Pokemon, you're going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way on purpose though, because I want to get items. I think I'm gonna take the XP share off of Electabuzz at this point, because he's plenty powerful enough. He's a big, strong boy now. Let's see where this leads. Ah. Was anybody keeping watch at the entrance? You tell me. Huma. Ah, yes. It's like a, it's like, picking out your race in a bad, MMO. It's like, do you want to be an Ele, a Dward, or a Huma? Or a Hobby? Or a habit, I guess was another way of saying it. A habit. I could go so many directions with that, potentially. You know, halbit, hobbling, hobble. Ah, Gardevoir reaches the funny level, nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any moves. Oh wait, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so this is the correct direction. Shadow Paris. Kinda weird that Paris is at this point in the game, just... Especially considering at this point you likely just have your old teams set out already, just... Seems like a weird choice. Like, I would have expected Paris to show up a fair bit earlier. Also, fairly soon I could just, I think I can risk a shockwave. Hobbit, hobble, halfling, halffoot... 6-inchling? Like, some days I just can't catch a break. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Ah. I think this is the first indication. The first time we actually get to see a trainer using multiple shadow Pokemon. And this is sort of why I was incentivized to keep at least some shadow Pokemon on my team. Mostly just because of stuff like this. Let's just say when it comes to the ROM hack for this, XG, next gen, the shadow Pokemon you find here are a lot tougher, and it really pays to just keep some shadow Pokemon in your party just to soak up some hits. It's like, look at that! Zangoose is hardly taking any damage. I mean, so's Gardevoir's also not taking any damage, but Gardevoir, calm mind. So it comes with a territory. Again, Pokemon that look like a cute animal in reality. Its heart is full of darkness. Pure darkness! The power of many. Yeah, I think I can just get away with catching Paris. I think the main reason you'd want to have a Paris on your team, to be honest, is just because of Spore. You know, just in case you don't want to just not evolve your Shroomish until like basically the end of the game where it gets Spore, which, yeah, I think if you really want Spore, you're better off just going with Paris. Which, funnily enough, in Sea Glass, I just remembered, they actually made Paris a bug ghost type. It's pretty cool. I mean, granted, it's still Parasect, so still not gonna be super amazing, but hey, it's something. It's something. I think I'm just gonna have to heal up real quick. And let's see what an Icy Wind does to this poor... Let's see what an Icy Wind does to this poor doggo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty potent. It's pretty good chip damage, all things considered. It's like... Both Gardevoir and Umbreon now have good options for chip damage. It's kind of funny that way. It's like I didn't necessarily plan for that, but guess that's what we're going with. Ah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go, got Growlithe. Also, looking at the chat real quick, I kind of want to go in and edit that a little bit. Alright, sorry for giving you trouble, Hama. I'll get stronger shadow Pokemon. That you do. Growlithe and Paris joined the party. Oh, that's hot. Alright, let me just do this real quick. Actually, I think you just do this real quick. Hold up. There we go. There we go. Now everybody can see you, and you can't see the game at all. I'm probably gonna have to go back and change this up with the rest of my presets, but hopefully that looks a little bit better and not as unprofessional. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to set everything up all over again for streaming on Twitch when that time comes, but... Oh, we actually have a whole team of 6 now. Who would've... How about that? Let's see what held items they all have. None. Well, Growlithe has Intimidate at the very least, so... It's definitely a good choice, and... Definitely seems to be going more towards mixed tech. And Paris? What is up with Paris' attack stat? That's freakishly high. I mean, obviously with a speed stat that low, it's not going to really do much, but hey. But hey. Let's go this way next. Again, we're probably going to stretch this whole place out for like a couple streams.
What a nasty boy. It's so rude to come in uninvited. I will punish you and place you on mama.
I mean, I don't know. My mom will probably be proud with me going in and invading this evil organization right now. Also, your name is Zibsol. You better have an Absol or I'm gonna be completely disappointed in you. Alright, time to begin the revolving door. Just realized they're all level 28. I mean, it's probably gonna be fine. It's probably gonna be fine. Decently balanced at this point in the game. Just, kind of find it funny that they're all just level 28. No, yeah, just, a Paris is apparently about the same value as a Zangoose. According to this game. Just can't help but find that a little bit amusing, in all honesty. Again, just let me know if you think the chat is a little bit too much, of an obscurance at the moment. Again, it's something I'll probably have to play around with a little bit more. I think I know a decent place where I can put it, so it's not as intrusive. Just, let me know. Let me know if it's... Let me know if you want me to move it. Really missing Helping Hand right about now. Oh. Yeah, I think maybe swapping to... I was gonna say swapping to Growlithe was a little bit of a mistake here, but swapping into that Gus is probably gonna be worse. It's probably gonna be worse. I just realized Shadow Blitz and Shadow Wave. I guess the whole mixed attacker allegations were bang on. Alright, let's see what else you got in the tank. Xatu. One for now could readjust the screen size of open chat so you aren't taking it up, but... Kind of a screen frames. Right, so yeah, I was thinking putting it over to the right. Let me just see how it looks. Let me just see how it looks. It's something that we can do whilst in the middle of this intense battle. Let's switch to Paris. Let's switch to Paris. We're reaching uncharted territory here. Look at this. Let's bring that all the way over here. Put that over there. Totally fine now. While you say that, yeah. There we go, that's it. That seems a little less obtrusive to me. Again, let me know if you want me to... Let me know if you want me to change it back or change it in some other way, shape, or form. Completely open at this point, because right now we're just, I think this is mostly just a filler battle in all honesty. Everything being on the right side looks... Yeah, I'm thinking that. You know what would probably improve it a little bit more, though? Let me just move this out of the way real quick. Just, the magic of cinema. Okay. Then I'm thinking we just put that down a little bit. So it's Yeah, I think I'm out with how that looks. Oh. Okay, I did that, incorrectly. Did that incorrectly. I meant to pick, this. It's like the immersion has been shattered into 1,000 tiny little pieces. How will I possibly recover? Yeah, let's put that right about there. There we go. There we go. That seems a little bit more on brand. Actually, let me put it here. Let me put it here. I think it looks a little bit less intrusive. Briefly much taller. Yes. I think that's about the best we can get it to this point. Again, let me know if you want me to alter things up a little bit more. Because yeah, I think like this, it does look a little bit less obscured. Also, I think basically all the both staircases lead to the same room, which is, of course, strength puzzle. Because we can't get enough of these apparently. Full restore. Nice. You know, I kind of want to have a little bit more of a look around here. Let's have a little bit more of a look around. Pocket food. So let's see. I'm imagining we get some decent stuff here. Elixir, nice. Okay, so I'm guessing just wants me to go the other way then. Okay, let's get moving. Actually, what's over here? I don't think we've been down here yet. Revives, thank you. Thank you very much. Always appreciated. Down here, I think that ruckus upstairs. You're the cause? Well, I suppose ruckus is the correct word. As in Ronald Ruckus. Everybody's favorite duckus. I'm guessing you don't have any shadow Pokemon on you, do you? I mean, Clamperl, Octillery, still some fairly... well, mostly Octillery, just... Clamperl doesn't exactly inspire, fear or anything like that. Let's just get rid of Clamperl. Maybe if it has like a Deep Sea 2 for Deep Sea scale, it could be scary, but as is, it's just a Clamperl. And not the Bane of Little Cup. Yep, there goes. Yeah. I do still find it funny, all things considered, that Clamperl of all things is like absolutely terrifying in Little Cup. Just because of the Deep Sea 2 item. To the point where I'm fairly certain, correct me if I'm wrong, Deep Sea 2 ending up getting banned and Smoke on Little Cup. At least for Gen 3, could be wrong. Because obviously, nowadays in Little Cup there are far more egregious things. Like, just type Null with an Eviolite, have fun. Or Chansey with an Eviolite, have fun. Generally speaking, there's a lot more, power creep. Yes, the dreaded word. I suppose, now that we're here, and sort of I'm running on fumes in terms of stuff to talk about, because we have been going a fair bit in all honesty. Again, can't help but feel that despite the fact there's not much going on, that I can afford to be a little bit more talkative with the Pokemon streams. I did see this one video earlier today going over, well, they titled it Why Sonic / How Sonic was able to survive for so long despite not having, like, an objectively great game for so long, and it did bring up an interesting point that the Sonic series is sort of in a stage where, yeah, it's successful, but it's not sort of in the so big it can fail status. I mean, too big to fail status that a lot of big sort of AAA franchises are. Like, I mean, obviously stuff like Call of Duty, EA Sports Ball games, and as opposed to, I say less of an extent, more of an extent, Pokemon. With how they know that people are just gonna buy their games regardless, so they don't have to try. But with Sonic, it feels as though, whilst they can make good games, they aren't in the ballpark where they don't have to try. So hopefully that means that the next game we're gonna get, whether it's a Sonic game or a Shadow game, they're at least gonna try. They're gonna be... There's gonna be at least some redeeming stuff in there. Also, don't like the concept too big to fail. Yeah, I don't like it either. Let me just check. Is there anything interesting down... Oh. There it is. Do you know what time it is? There it is. There we go. Got Thunderbolts. Obviously gonna teach that to Gardevoir. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to say goodbye to Shockwave, but I imagine that we're gonna get a fair bit more mileage out of Thunderbolt as we go later into the game. We are now become the destroyer of worlds. It's a shame as well because, of course, there's only one of those in the game. Yeah. Don't have too many regrets about doing that. Also, just do kind of find it weird that Gardevoir doesn't get Ice Beam. All things considered, just I thought Gardevoir's whole thing was supposed to be about coverage, so why doesn't it get coverage? Is anything interesting gonna get Flamethrower? No. Shadow Ball? Surely Electabuzz must get Shadow Ball. Oh, it doesn't. Local Bunny streamer finds Thunderbolt, proceeds to walkwards. I feel I kind of have a little more confidence in whatever the next Sonic game, because unlike previous decade, the head of Sega actually wants to put more... Yeah, there's also that. Just, I feel, all things considered, I feel as though I touched on this lightly yesterday's stream. That while there is a lot to critique about current Sonic, it is still arguably in the best place it's been since the early 2000s. I mean, obviously, anything could go wrong still. And I think that's, weirdly enough, might arguably be the best case scenario, because that sort of still lights a fire under them to actually do good, because people will actually critique the games. You know, unlike with Legends Are, where people will just people will just get called haters for pointing out very obvious, like, wrong things with the game. Like, I imagine if I do end up streaming Legends On, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it. That is, of course, if people watch. Ah, yes, Gorog. I'm guessing... I could have sworn there was one trainer in here who had a Shadow Shelter. I think this might be it. But yeah, I suppose... That's happening to Prime 4 right now. Yeah, I think it's more so a Nintendo thing in general, because one thing that I couldn't help but notice, that's something that I feel I've been meaning to bring up for a while now, is that, and it may just be me, but I can't help but feel that the 3DS was like the last good Nintendo console. Like, properly good, because thinking back to a lot of the stuff on the 3DS, you know, with Street Pass and with Pokemon X and Y, whilst obviously X and Y were unfinished games, there was still a fair bit of magic behind the sort of community aspect of them with Street Pass and all this cool stuff with, you know, Tomodachi Life, Miitopia, all the various Mario and Zelda. Just thinking back to the 3DS era, I just can't help but think just how magical it all was, especially in comparison to the Switch, where it's like, yeah, I was super hyped up at the time, thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be like this Philosopher's Stone of gaming, where you got arguably the best of both worlds when it comes to consoles and handhelds. And yet it turned out to be the worst of both worlds, where it's still relatively technologically far behind compared to its competitors, and in terms of a handheld, it's too big to properly use as a handheld, so again, worst of both worlds. It's a shame as well, because obviously the Switch still has some great games on it. Nintendo has always stagnated with weird third-party... Yeah, there's also that, just really struggling with third-party support ever since the Wii U. And whilst I do definitely think the Wii U was definitely a misstep, I suppose it sort of feels like the Sega Saturn in that case, or the 32X, where obviously marketed poorly, and come to think of it, I can't necessarily remember any sort of must-have games on the Wii U. Mostly because they all ended up getting ported to the Switch anyways, so there is that, but still can't help but feel that they sort of made up for it in a way with the 3DS, because I think that's really what carried Nintendo back in the days of the Wii U, where it just sort of struggled, and yet the 3DS was there to sort of pick up the slack. Yeah, Smash 4, Splatoon, Mario Kart 8, Mario Maker. Oh yeah, Mario Maker. I will admit, really the only real main reason I ever got the first Mario Maker was because of the fact that you could actually use your amiibos on it to play as other characters in it, and part of me kind of wishes they let into that fact a little more, where you could actually just sort of choose a specific amiibo to have as sort of like your default skin to play levels in, like, you know, actually getting to play Sonic in Super Mario Bros. I'd be down for that. That would have been pretty cool. Sort of the sort of stuff that I love seeing with Mario 64 co-op, where you can play as, you know, Sonic, or Mega Man, Zero, or Kirby. Uses Golbat's funky tongue. Well, yeah, it's basically the same model from Stadium. Of course it uses the funky tongue from Gen 1. But yeah, generally speaking, I kind of wish that that was just a general thing throughout some Mario Maker, where you could just choose to play as, you know, Sonic, or Link, or Marth, or Mega Man. You know, just sort of have it be like a funky little avatar thing, as opposed to basically just being a glorified mushroom. That just, couldn't help but feel that was a little bit of a letdown, in all honesty. You know, just as someone who grew up with Super Mario Bros. Crossover on the school PC, just go online whenever I had the chance, play Super Mario Bros. Crossover, and get to play as I forget the guy from Contra. Yeah, you could play as the guy from Contra in Super Mario Bros. And you control the exact same. You could also do the same for Link. You could also do the same for Mega Man, Simon Belmont. It was awesome. And part of me just wanted to see that in Mario Maker, and it just never came to light. I mean, if it did, that would have been awesome, but it just sort of ended up dissuading me from getting Mario Maker 2, in all honesty. That, and just the amount of just incessive amounts of just badly designed levels. I mean, obviously just they were designed more so challenge levels, but they weren't necessarily fun. It's just more so, let's see what's behind door number 1 of 37. Oh, you guessed wrong. Oh, I guess you're dead immediately. Just Mario Maker just felt like a bit of a letdown to me, all things considered. And it was definitely cool as a concept, just execution I found kind of lacking. Super Mario Crossover was great in school. In the computer tech class, it snuck a Mario Land free emulator on the base suit mirror. Oh, that was awesome. I mean, We technically had a similar sort of thing with the computers at the school I went to, except it was Sonic Roboblast 2. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any WADs to work in it, but hey, it was still Sonic Roboblast 2, so... pretty neat, all things considered. It was before the update, though, where... I think it was before version 2.0, so... looked, radically a lot more primitive and like a proper, still, Doom mod. Which it was. Hard to... wasn't gonna match up against ROM hacks up. Yeah, there's also that. Well, that being said, with regards to Mario 64 co-op, which I tend to play a fair bit just to mess around with Sonic and Mario 64, kind of wish there were more just sort of interesting ROM hacks, all things considered. Like, I know there's some good ROM hacks on there, but just haven't been ported a lot of them to Mario 64 co-op, which I guess getting the co-op aspect to work would probably be a little bit more difficult. Just kind of feels like a shame, all things considered, because it feels as though the main two ROM hacks which you end up playing are the original and Star Road. Like the ones which are already built in, along with 74, but I didn't really like that one. I felt the levels were a little less well designed compared to Star Road. Well, that in my case, and the Emerald Coast adaptation, that was great. Just getting to play Emerald Coast in Super Mario 64, what a novel concept. Yeah, I think we have to go this way around. But it's like, oh hey, it's like the strength puzzles of old, where you have to push the block in the thing in order for the door to open. Like, watch this. Magic. Kind of weird that they designed their secret lair to be like this, but well, it's a video game. There's some of these things which you just have to expect, unfortunately. Would still appreciate if we had these sort of dungeons still in Legends Are, or just modern Pokemon. That's one thing that I definitely miss from Scarlet and Violet as well. Just, there weren't really any dungeons. There weren't really any places with puzzles like these to challenge you. It's just, you, I suppose it's really just a sort of downfall to making everything open world. You get less of these sort of interesting instances. Like, I'm just imagining off the top of my head. Imagine if we got something like Scarlet and Violet, except a lot of the gyms and dungeons and stuff were set out like the dungeons of Breath of the Wild, where it was like this cool self-contained thing where it actually had mechanics which you had to interact with. But no, it's just a whole bunch of towns out in the middle, placed out in the middle of nowhere. Stream will never get a Zelda because how poorly it was implemented in Link's Awakening Oh. I didn't actually hear all that much about Link's Awakening Remake, actually. Aside from the fact that it exists. That and, what was the new Zelda game? Rod of Wisdom or something like that, where you actually played as Zelda and everybody was making a huge deal out of it, like, ooh, you actually get to play as Zelda in The Legend of Zelda. General thoughts on Power World? I'm glad it exists, but it's not my cup of tea. Oh. Apparently, Beedrill is of higher... is of higher standing than Zangoose, according to this game. Yeah. Generally speaking, games like Power World, Ark, and the like, Minecraft, those sort of survival games, not exactly my cup of tea, but still generally glad it exists. I do like a fair bit of the designs, especially stuff like Chillet. Chillet, I just love. And again, just generally glad still that Power World exists just as a means of humbling current day Pokemon. Also find it funny because I think I mentioned in a post just how similar the new Mega Lucario looks to Anubis. It's just like, oh yes, they spent all this time trying to shut down Power World, and then they bring out a new Pokemon design which resembles Power World. And it's just, you're really not making yourself look good here. When you say this, because I remember something similar in the comments section about how good the route theme was in the other Pokemon games. Intrusion of the overworld will lead to a lack of identity with the wearing music. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that. Also, did I accidentally knock out Beedrill? Okay, no, Beedrill's still here. Just, Shadow Blitz at this point of the game just sort of feels like we should have gotten Beedrill a little bit earlier, but I guess it's more so the case of, oh, this is where we get all the Shadow Pokemon, so we kind of just have to lump them all in here. If you wanted to try power, would literally want to do anything else. I mean, that's fair. We all got ourselves a huge backlog. But then again, I suppose with how games are nowadays, it's, I guess a good thing we have a backlog. No, the man-sized wasp is still in the room. Sorry, I was just looking at chat. I wasn't paying too much attention to the fight, unfortunately. I should probably pay a little bit more attention to the fight in that case. Beedrill is actually trying to disassemble God of War. Well, he's trying his best, alright? What do you say about Beedrill? He's trying his best. It's like, it doesn't matter that he's hardly doing any damage, he's trying his best, alright? And, oh, Shadow Pidgeotto. I mean, I suppose that's a little bit more on brand for where we are, just, again, kind of an odd choice at this point. Oh, that's a little bit more like it. That's a little bit more damage. Yeah, I think let's get started chucking, because I'm fairly certain Beedrill has a fairly low catch rate. In fact, I think both of these have a fairly low catch rate, all things considered. I mean, it's basically the same as Weedle and Pidgey, I think. Could be wrong. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's many instances of catch rate necessarily changing between evolutions. Yeah, the stadium model of... Yep, you can definitely tell because of how crunchy the polygons are. Like, look at that. Look how crunchy Pidgeotto looks. And look at how well Zangoose is tanking all these... Yeah, this... It was definitely starting to feel like it was definitely a good idea to keep half my team open to just having Shadow Pokemon in there. Just for situations like this. I think we just afford to chip down Pidgeotto a little bit more. I do kind of feel bad for Pidgeotto, and just the Pidgey line in general, just... Mostly because I've never really had much impetus to use them all that much, just because... Usually I end up defaulting to a better flying type, like Dodrio, or one of the legendary birds, or Charizard. Looks like varied Cockatiel in this and not quite the majestic Gale. Yeah, I can kind of see it actually, now that you mention it. Ah yes, let's send out the most threatening Pokemon here. Growlithe. I mean, hey, it's Intimidate. It's Intimidate, so there's that. And look at that. Zangoose just tanking those hits like a champ. Dodrio can't fly. Can you? I'm fairly certain Dodrio can, because I remember using Dodrio as basically my flyer when I played Blue at one point. Alongside, I'm using, I think it was Nidoking as my strength user. He just jumps very, very high. And I think Dodrio still has, like, little wings. Still find it kind of weird that Dodrio can use Fly, not Cypher, to be honest. Then again, I think most people pointed that out. Just the fact that Cypher has bigger wings than Dodrio but can't fly. And then again, Charizard couldn't use Fly in Red and Blue as well either, so... I guess, Gen 1 was just, well, it was just another Gen 1 moment, in all honesty. Alright, here's our first instance of Shadow Panic, which, honestly, is kind of a rough move. Basically just inflicting confusion on the entire enemy team. Basically on the other side, basically on the enemy side of the field, so... Definitely kind of a hectic, disruptive move if I ever did see one. But at the end of... I was gonna say at the end of the day it's still a Pidgeotto, but I guess Pidgeotto is still willing to be difficult. No matter though, I still have a whole bunch of chip damage to deal out. That was basically nothing. You see what I mean? When you actually have good reason to keep Shadow Pokemon in your team now. It's like, this is my moment. This is when everything comes together. One, two, three. Okay, I guess you're just gonna be one of those fights, aren't you? We're just gonna be difficult constantly. I wouldn't have expected this from Pidgeotto of all things. Like, maybe something later on in the game, yeah, but not Pidgeotto of all things. I'm gonna break out of this confusion eventually, and when I do, you're gonna get chipped so hard you'll want to stay in the ball. Oh yes, this is my favorite part of Gale of Darkness, where Growlithe has confused me too, bud. Me too, bud, me too. I think we're all confused here. Some more than others. Just realizing, you know what? You know what? I want to try a timer ball, because this fight's been going on for a little bit. I think we're at the point when timer balls may be on the cards. Let's give it a whirl. One, two, three. Well, there we go. I suppose this is one of those games where timer balls are actually quite useful because of how Shadow Rush works, you don't have to worry about struggle. That and the fact that it is an actual like trainer battle with multiple Pokemon in it just means that turns are gonna go by a lot more often, so timer balls will reach their max effectiveness more quickly. At least in theory, unless you just cleave through the entire thing in no time flat. But then again, I'm fairly certain there is another fight to this later on in the game where timer balls sort of aren't the most useful, all things considered. I mean, technically useful, but not ideal. I keep forgetting that this whole key layer place is actually kind of short. It's like we're almost very nearly at the top. You get on my nerves where you scurry around like a little rat. Like a little rat in his hole. Ah yes, Cleto. You know, there was someone down there named Absol, and yet she didn't have an Absol, and yet you have an Absol. Just kind of find that confusing, to be honest. You know what, let's try counter. Let's try counter. Because we have a whole bunch of physical... We have Absol, who's known for physical attacks, so... Oh, and Swords Dance as well. Oh, this is going to be so... interesting. Wait... Okay, so counts as an attack. I was thinking, am I gonna be able to use it with taunts? But I guess so. The Absol isn't a Shadow Poke? Yeah. Shadow Absol is Coliseum exclusive, unfortunately. And it's right at the end of the game, too, so you can't even use it. Oh, hey, it's Donphan. It's the Donphan. Look at him. Does this one know any ground-type moves, I wonder? You're a little rat cheese to meet ya. Amazing. Icy Wind, I think. Speed control is my game. I do quite like how fluffy Absol looks in this game. You can tell that this is a more advanced high polygon model than the stadium ones. Just by how fluffy he looks. Again, it's just another indication, another example of the Pokemon where you kind of wish that Dark type was physical, just so they could actually have attacks. Whatever, though. You can see just how effective this whole speed control strategy is working out. Look at this. Oh, Ampharos. It's like this guy actually has strong Pokemon. It's like, where did this come from? You know, I'm just gonna hit him really hard. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised just how effective this fighting force has been so far. Really just highlights how bad the 3D models are in games like Sun and Moon were, where fluffy Pokemon had no texture, no indication of being... Alright. Yeah, I also remember hearing a whole lot about how poorly optimized Sun and Moon were. I just realized you don't have a single Shadow Pokemon. So disappointing. You let me down, game. Had some fluke in the design, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily as bad as people are letting on. I mean, it's said at the very least from what I've seen with Scarvi and Legends Are, the models have certainly improved a fair bit. Like, you know, Charizard and Salamence actually standing on land as opposed to just T-posing in midair. Because we gotta have Sky Battles even though we have them for one game and then just never touch the prospect again. Ah yes, we found the secretaries. Ah yes, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Corrigan? Had to put in overtime every day. Ah yes! Your complexion is surely takes precedence over the Pokemon that are suffering here. Ooh, HP up. I'll happily take that, thank you very much. I'm gonna put that on Umbreon. Yeah, Rare Candy, PP up. Who do we want to use this PP up on? I think I'll save it for a little later. For now, though, nobody called for me, but here I am, ta-da! Ah yes! The hero we didn't need, nor deserve, yet is here anyway. Oh, he's going for the Mystery Dungeon team by the looks of it, Chimecho and Kecleon. Let's see, does he have a Wigglytuff? Does he have a, well, Shadow doesn't exist. Does he have a Loudred? Does he have a Sunflora? Come on, impress me. Pow, right in the... Oh. I was expecting that to have a little bit more mileage behind it, honestly. Oh, there's Reverso mode. So I guess Zangoose is just out of the fight for a turn. Or just out of the fight in general. Or Zangoose, man. Why would you use Psybeam on the Psychic type? What is wrong with you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the recoil. Sorry, Zangoose. Yeah, let's go Growlithe, actually. Let's go Growlithe. Just I feel as though the Pokemon I have on my team so far are a little bit over-leveled, so I guess this is an impetus for me to keep them a little bit more in line. You know, let's see, okay. All my normal Pokemon are level 36, so don't have to worry about that too much. Let's go Kek. Alright, it's payback time, Kek. That's what you get. Being all dizzy and whatnot. Oh, Noctowl. That's not a Mystery Dungeon character, unless it's supposed to be a stand-in for Chatot. Yeah, I know it's basically unintentional. I'm just find it so coincidental. Oh, look, it's all these Pokemon which have huge prominence in the Mystery Dungeon series. And now they're just here. Alright, Thunderbolt time!
You have paid the price for your lack of vision.
Again, still weird we're not getting any shadow Pokemon here at this point. It's like... the last couple of fights we had, we've been absolutely loaded with them, yet now we're not getting any. It's finding kind of odd. Whatever. Let's go Shadow Wave, and let's just say, I have become more powerful than any peon. Even you. Yeah, that sort of stuff is still crawling around in my head space, unfortunately. I remember when it used to be cool. But nowadays... honestly, when it comes to Star Wars, I feel as though I'm becoming a little bit more of a sort of original trilogy purist. I know that's probably not the best... Ah! Nose Pass is finally ready to be purified. We need to go back. Morty, we gotta go back! This also means that we can put stuff in the purified chamber and swap our team around, because I've been meaning to find some sort of PC around here. Of course, there isn't one. Yeah, apologies for the delay. We just gotta go back and sort some stuff out. And then again, given the time, this seems like a decent place to stop anyway. We're basically near the top anyway, and... I don't know. Given the pace we're going, I feel as though we have, like, 2, maybe 3 streams tops to wrap things up. Because I think we're starting to get close to the end game now. Like, after this, there's like one sort of super big area we need to go through, and then we're done. Honestly, all things considered, this game is surprisingly short. And then again, you could also say the same for the Colosseum. Just... kind of wild to me that it just seems so short. It's like, I think the highest Pokemon you end up fighting is like level 55. And I think that's in the post-game. I mean, not including stuff like Mount Battle, obviously. Let's have a look at what's... ah, Poison Barb. Let's get that out here. Yeah, I think... probably a mistake, but I kind of want to keep Beedrill. You know, just spruce things up a little bit. Let's go with these level 30... let's go with these level 30 mons, which I just happen to have in my party now. And just put the... yet another Fire, Water, Grass combo in the box. You're gonna go in the chamber. Just thinking as well, I'm fairly certain these, along with Nose Pass, these 3 could make a fairly decent Purified Chamber all to themselves. Kinda weird when you think about it. Anyways, here we are. Let's purify Nose Pass. How you doing, buddy? Let's get you sorted out. Let's see what Nose Pass gets. I'm guessing some electric moves, because for some reason Nose Pass isn't a rock electric type. I still find that kind of weird. It's like they keep associating Nose Pass with electric type attacks like Spark and Shockwave. Like, see here, Nose Pass gets Thunderbolt, which sure is cool, but I don't know, just seems kind of weird that, especially considering its association with magnetism, that it isn't an electric type. It just seems like a missed opportunity to me. I mean, granted it'll be 4 times weak to ground, but does that really matter? I think there's 2 bees in it. No, I think there's just 1. J.J. Abrams. Speaking of Star Wars, he's here to ruin it again. I still find it so wild that his entire career just absolutely just cratered after the rise of Rey. Just like, he just made his name just being like, oh, he just became just this Hollywood darling, and all of a sudden he just completely died after everybody realized, oh wait, he can't actually write endings. Oh yeah, that's a lot of flow. Shelter's gonna get purified in no time at all. Growlithe, can just put there. And Paris. That's actually an interesting question. Is Paris actually in Legends Arc? Because it feels like it should be. You know, Paris in Paris. Not Abrams, put away those MacGuffins, please. I don't... Ah, yes, your ticking time bombs and your lens flare. You can't forget the lens flares, Val. That's what JJ's known for, just dazzling everybody with lens flares. Also, I can't help but feel that it's gonna be weird that I'm using Beedrill in a defensive manner, considering its Shadow Pokemoniness, but, we'll just see how we do. But honestly, I think given the time, this seems like a decent place to wrap up. So, look at that, 38. Tune in next time when we, conquer the key layer and finally get to the bottom of this whole Shadow Pokemon plot. But until then, I thank you for tuning in. I apologize, this is a little bit abrupt, but, sort of a cutoff period, unfortunately. But regardless, take care. Bye for now.